Oh, party people. Party people. Let's get that rock and roll music turned down. Oh, yeah. There you go. And let's get ready for TV's Frank Warren, ladies and gentlemen. TV's Frank Warren. There he is, the Friar
Right there.
Faithful. Hi.
Hi.
Is the caller there?
I've been here, man.
No, I understand. I had 14 people texting me while I was trying to get the.
Oh, one of them was me.
Yeah, well, you other people. I got kids.
Oh, sorry.
I got all kinds of people. So.
Is baseball getting in the way of your baseball post-game show?
Baseball's getting in the way of my putting these girls to bed at a reasonable hour, but that's okay because the rule is you get to stay up late for Dodger playoff games.
Oh, that's a good rule.
I think it's a good rule.
That's a good rule.
As a dad, I think that's well ruled. The lighting
I think so too.
Off tonight, but I'll adjust as we go. So, Frank, congratulations! A great victory for the Padres tonight.
Absolutely, several levels.
A little nail biting towards the end, I'm guessing, but pretty
excruciatingly nail biting to see a 4-out save from Robert Suarez. Who first, there's some context here. San Diego last year had the contract for one Josh Hader.
I remember Mr. Hader.
Brilliant closer. Now closing. Well, now not closing for the Astros.
Mm-hmm.
But Hader had in his contract that he would not pitch more than one inning and 2 days rest. So we had way too many times where we expected him to be able to come in, and he would never come in for a 4-out save. So the fact that we have a closer now who just does what they're supposed to do is fantastic. But yeah, Suarez, who was he's an all-star closer, but then second half got into some struggles. We were there the night that he gave up the grand slam against the Tigers to blow a save, and
sure.
So a little nail biting to have him come in, but as the fine folks in the MLB Fox studios let us know, we didn't have to worry because Shohei Ohtani was up in 6 batters.
That's right. He's coming up.
God, I cannot wait for this series to be over, for that to be over.
Come on.
Do we really need a graphic telling us when Shohei Ohtani is coming up?
Yes, we do.
No, we don't.
He is the kind of personality that baseball is hoping to build its future around.
So much that when Fernando was up today, right before he did something, I can't remember what it was in the second inning, one of the green screen ads behind the plate was Shohei rocking some headphones. And we didn't get the Shohei DraftKings ad tonight, though.
Yeah. Well, and we're all poorer for it. Here, let's see if that light helps. Does that light help at all? I don't know. Looks like there's, I don't know. Maybe it's just my monitor. I can't even tell. Regardless, the Shohei graphic. By the way, we're getting some comments tonight because look who finally figured out how to follow us. It's America's favorite Phillies fan, Amy Huggins.
Love Amy.
Who is chiming in to remind us that Shohei graphic is total BS.
Yeah, I think it was fun. Like, I think in game 1 where Dodger hitters 7, 8, 9 were producing opportunities, that graphic had a little weight to it.
Sure.
But when it becomes kind of like the thing that we do for one player, who, by the way, is not necessarily the most dangerous hitter to watch in the series as it plays out. It gets a little bit MLB on Fox trying to grow the game.
Some technical comments from an old technical buddy. Kenny Nichols is in with, yes, the light helps, but what does he know?
Oh, I got to see Kenny today.
What does he know? He knows a lot of things, especially about light.
Yeah.
So anyhow. And Amy, like an SNL thing, what the Shohei graphic is like an SNL thing, like they would. I saw you posted on Twitter, Amy, the one that shows like Shohei Ohtani due up in 8 batters.
Yeah,
it's kind of funny when you think about it, because
there's been some really great takes on that. Padre fans last night posted high school phenom future star Ethan Salas up in 6,182 at bats. That was my favorite.
That's nice. So let's talk about the game real quick. As
Okay.
always, the game started with some craziness, as is want. It didn't seem like any of the bad blood and the war of words from the last couple of days carried over. I didn't see any tonight. I didn't see anybody yapping at each other unprofessionally. It looked like everyone was handling themselves like adults, which was an exciting change. Dave Roberts somehow recovered from his near brush with death when Machado rolled the ball over to the dugout. Thank God Dave is okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
The game proceeded, and we had two interesting rules interpretations tonight in terms of when it came to running out of the baseline. We had one in the first inning with Mookie finally realizing, oh God, he did it again. Well, he didn't do it again. Oh, wait a minute, I gotta go back. And I did see some chirping on Twitter about that. Yeah, I did that. Well, now you just go back and touch the bases. You're fine.
Yeah, exactly.
In the proper order.
Right.
And then, so that was exciting to see Mookie finally get off the schneid. I think he was pretty tired of the 0 for 22 talk.
Yeah, and seriously, it's impressive for him to put the ball in the exact same spot he put it the night before in a different stadium, right?
Exactly.
And in a relatively similar count and situation, Mookie spent a lot of time in the cage today. That was one of the big parts of the story. Yeah. And he's slumping, and good for him. Good for him to go back and have a Mookie swing on it.
Yeah.
And then, like, Profar is a quarter inch away from having the best highlight reel of the postseason if he makes that grab. And that ball is in his glove for, a part of the webbing. But absolutely great way to start.
Part of the Logan webbing, almost.
Wow.
So the Dodgers are off to a 1-0 start, and finally LA is breathing easier. Mookie's finally hitting. Things are going to be okay, and all of a sudden it's once again 6-1 all of a sudden. Slowly and then fastly.
Not really all of a sudden. It took a good small ball run production, smart heads up base running by Manny Machado, smart heads up base running by.
I know you'll have a good answer to this. How far onto the infield grass can he go legally? Could he go?
Evidently that far.
Could he touch the rubber on the pitcher's mound on his way to second?
No, you know the 3-foot rule is a subjective rule.
Oh my God! Right? I didn't even know it was 3 feet because that was about 12 feet. So
no, it was not 12 feet, and you know that
from where he started.
From the baseline, as you would call it, between the ball and the receiver.
See, I always thought that the baseline was established between the runner and the base they were running to.
Hold on, we have a dog who never barks is barking.
Hi.
But it might be because somebody might be at the door. Sorry.
Early Padre trick-or-treaters.
It could be early trick-or-treaters. Yeah, no, this is a dog who never barks. So when it does, she does. There's a reason.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, back to the
thing. The baseline, my understanding was, is established between the runner and the most direct path to the base they are going to. Now, I know there's a difference between base path and base line, and I'll get on the umpire forums and find out. And I know there was no violation of the play. It was funny watching him veer wildly off course to affect the throw.
Did he veer wildly off course?
Yes. If you did not see that, you have your Padre blinders on. He definitely tried.
Okay, so where?
And was successful. Good job. He knew that he could cut off Freddie's angle, and he did. Good. That is smart base running. I call that.
Yeah.
Very smart. And of course, Freddie, as the announcer said, was on his knees. He can't get up and move over or anything. He just had to chuck it and hope. And it didn't quite work out for him. Banged off his shoulder or whatever and went into the outfield. So very smart. Much like Reggie in the 78 series.
No, big difference.
They're very much like Reggie.
Huge difference.
No difference.
One, Reggie is facing the ball that's being thrown at him.
Sure.
Right? Manny has his back to the play.
That's right.
Remember, he's hit in the back of the head.
The back of the shoulder, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't recall this discussion anything to do with last time Chase Utley tried to run to second base.
Chase Utley. Now he used to play for the Dodgers, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the kids can go look that one up. The kids tuning in today can go look up
Yes.
Utley sliding into second or trying to slide into second.
We have one of our.
But yeah,
we have one of our world's biggest Chase Utley fans watching tonight. So
yeah, they can let you do.
Yeah. Kenny, Kenny wrote a short novel here.
Yeah, Kenny came and shot a story at work today about one of our housing programs, and it was great to see him. Got to interview some really great staff and really good people.
Nice. Well, he says he's surprised that Frank got away with the vertical aspect ratio, messing with the polished look. Frank, come on, man. Go sideways. Can you go sideways?
Yeah, I could.
Exactly. But it's slimming, this look. So
yeah, exactly.
It's very important.
Yeah.
I agree. We'll work on that by the World Series. Casey Bowman's in with his favorite postgame. Thank you, Casey. That's very kind. It'd be even better with a theme song. Or am I pushing my luck?
Oh wow! Wow.
Too many.
Yeah. Well, you know what though? Listen,
I definitely
you're pushing your luck. It's got to go quick.
No,
it's got to go quick.
He's great. He's just pleased.
Because I think Amy and I take over the show next week.
It's very, very possible, or at least Amy. Oh, what's going on with those Phillies? Let's find out. A Yankees fan also rooting for the Padres, says Blanche. Well, Blanche, it's okay.
I love Blanche.
It is completely appropriate to have teams in alternate leagues. I know I did for a very long time. I had and still do.
And you don't any longer?
No. I have for a very long time. I should have said. Right. The Toronto Blue Jays are my American League team ever since they came into the league back in 1970. And I liked their logo. And so I picked them as my favorite team.
I, for the last 50 years, have had a favorite team in two different leagues. I love the Padres in the major league, and I love the Padres in the minors and farm leagues because sometimes they were both.
They varied. It was kind of like relegation in the British football system. Sometimes the Padres
self-relegation
California League. So,
yes.
Let's see. Longtime fan of the podcast, Ken Carlskint is in. Wait, there's baseball still going?
I do love Ken Carlskint.
Go Giants. We'll get him next. Ooh, I'm sorry, you're banned. There's no Giant talk allowed on this podcast.
Oh, no. I love having Giant fans here.
I did see that. I will give the Giants credit for something. Don't ask any questions about this, okay, Frank?
I'm not allowed to talk about this?
No.
I'll go mute.
What I'm about to say, I don't want any questions. Okay, you ready?
Okay. All right.
So there's a YouTube channel called the Baseball Bat Bros, and they just filmed a great thing up at the Giants stadium up there. What's it called these days? Something Park, Oracle Park, whatever it's called. Well, what is it called? Used to be AT&T.
I thought I wasn't allowed to answer.
No, you're not allowed to make fun of me watching a YouTube channel called the Baseball Bat Bros, which is embarrassing to say on a live stream. But it's a you know
what the embarrassing part is the YouTube channel.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, the embarrassing.
That's the only thing that's embarrassing is that you're watching a channel on YouTube.
Yeah. The embarrassing part is also where they're probably clearing much more per year than you or I combined.
I get that. All right, so you're watching your show about the Bat Brothers.
And actually last summer they had a great special with Matt Holliday and his kid Jackson, who was coming up through the minors and finally made it to the majors this year. So it was.
I like Jackson Holliday because he's done one thing his dad has never done: touch the plate.
That's right, touch the plate. We all know. But anyhow, so the Giants let them go do a show, just him and his brother. Up at whatever the stadium is called. This is why I'm getting old. The name of the Giant Stadium is, of course,
Candlestick.
The former Candlestick, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Still Pac Bell Park. Yeah, it's not Pac Bell anymore.
Wait, I already have an audio clip from Casey Bowman. I don't know that I'm going to know what to do with it.
Uh-oh.
Can you? I don't know if you'd be able to hear.
Let's see. Frank? Uh-oh. Casey, you broke the show. You broke the show. We had a show, and all of a sudden...
I'm back.
You went away. We didn't hear anything, and you went away.
Yeah, I'm here. I listened to it. It's brilliant. It's
Like,
really short and
oh,
sweet.
good. Oh,
But I
send
don't
it,
know that I know how to make it play here, so I'll work on it.
send it to me. Text it over. I'll see if I can get it on while you go on a 4-minute rant about how Dodger fans are the worst.
Oh,
And
I don't think
I'm
so. Oh, I don't think that at all. I
no,
think there are select Dodger fans who like select Padre fans and Giant fans and all who live in a suspended reality. These are the guys I play softball with on a Monday night baseball or Monday night routine who know little about the game or reality, and so I get it when there's hype. It's when like officials on the teams and players on the team and journalists say stupid things
yeah.
that's the rant you could hear me go on.
Yeah. I want to talk about the other division series real quick because Amy was so kind to join us tonight. Phillies faced 71 pitches from Manea. 21 of those
Yeah.
were Schwarbs. Alex
Yeah.
Bohm had 4 at-bats and went down on 6 pitches. What is he, the Gavin Lux of
Yeah.
Philadelphia? I mean, Gavin, take a pitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
everybody on this screen has had Sean Manaea on their team at one point or time.
Yes, I believe so. Probably this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we got 2 leaders now. It was as was noted numerous times, the first time ever that all series ended up 1-1 at this stage. And now we have two definite people with an advantage, 2 definite teams with an advantage, Mets and Padres. We'll see if they can close them out starting tomorrow. Another good 4-banger of a day tomorrow with the full slate of games. We're very excited to see all of those. Who's pitching tomorrow for your Padres, Frank?
That is still TBD. You have 2 choices here. You have 2 options here.
Yeah.
Option 1 is Freddie Freeman is not in the lineup, and so you're probably going to see Martin Perez and some bullpen all-stars.
All right, so it's a mostly bullpen game. How much can
Martin can go? Martin can go 4. Like he can go 4, and it'd be if he's all of a sudden on a tear, he can go 5. But the goal wouldn't be to see him in the 5th. The goal would be to get him to the 5th. And then if it's, Freddie's back in the lineup and the Padres just kind of want to go like Gonzo, then you're going to see Dylan Cease is my guess.
Ooh, really?
Well, he's rested enough from Saturday.
Right.
Do you just want to put it away?
Well, was he effective Saturday, I guess is my question.
Put him in that environment that you saw tonight? That's a different environment.
Yeah.
Amy's really given it to the Phillies. I didn't get to see much of that game just because, work and things, and I haven't had a chance to get on to like the highlights and stuff like that. But I don't count that. I never count the Phillies out. Not in the last 5 years. Not with Schwarber, Harper, Trey. Like that's that. I don't know. I don't think the Mets do this easily if they're going to do it.
Right.
I think the Mets scrapped today is what it looked like to me. And they got a good pitching performance when they absolutely needed it. But Mets pitching can flame out.
Wow. Casey, did you send me a video recently?
I don't think it was a video. I think it was an audio clip he probably sent.
I know, but he sent me something here, and I was like, oh, I rarely look at my Facebook messages, and so.
Ken Carlson corrected it. We never really came back to the correction. It's Oracle Park.
Oracle Park, that's right.
Oracle Park, yes.
Oracle,
like after the killer whale, the Oracle.
Yes, yes, the Oracle. Be careful, as the Oracle. Could attack you.
Why do teams use fish that are not that devastating and they don't use like the marlins? Would you rather face a marlin or an oracle?
Probably an oracle.
I would too.
Yeah, I mean they're dangerous.
No, I'm kidding.
And native to the San Diego area, found in Mission Bay, I believe, in SeaWorld, correct?
One of them, yeah.
Yeah. Sad.
Odd of one, yeah.
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 So yeah, for the Dodgers, there's been talk about Landon Knack. There's been talk about, somebody said, well, what about Yamamoto? And all of us on the chat were like, oh God, no. That's a bad idea of ideas.
Yeah.
So of course, given what a horrible idea it would be to rush out your Japanese superstar, in which you've invested several $100 million on short rest as he recovers from an injury, I expect him to start game 4.
Absolutely.
It's a very
paid for that game.
Well, we got to get through tomorrow. So if he doesn't pitch, then I don't know what we're saving him for.
I don't think you guys have even got through the 10-punch Yamamoto card to get your free Yamamoto.
I know it's so it looks like it will probably be Landon Knack and Johnny Allstaff out of the bullpen.
Yeah,
and we'll see what happens. I mean, again, as always, the Dodgers. I knew when Teo hit the grand slam tonight. I've watched them enough this year to know that they're never really out of a game. They could be down 4 or 5 runs and still come back. I didn't feel like completely despondent. But they just, again, whatever the postseason malaise is that hits this team, it's difficult for me to think it's not happening again, and it's difficult for me to think that it's not happening right now. And I bet it's difficult for them to think that also, because in terms of just like a random roll of the dice, mid to the playoffs the last 11, 12 years, you should have definitely had more success. You're encroaching on the Atlanta Braves territory.
Last year I loved a Padre team that was 0-12 in extras.
Yeah.
Right. Until I think they ended up 2-12, but they go 0-12 in extras, and you still had people saying, "Yeah, Bob Melvin's fine." Yeah. There's few areas in the game where a manager really matters, right? But there is in every game an element where the manager matters, right? In managing the game. And I think extras need to be managed. You don't slug your way out of extras. It's just not in the old extras either. You don't slug your way out of extras. And so I felt we needed a manager change just because those 12 games last year would have been that would have decided the playoffs for us.
Right.
And so I think managers matter. And I think when you look at a track record over time, why they have not looked at management, and I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know for the Dodgers if it's I know Dave Roberts gets a lot of the business, for how things go, but at some point the players just have to produce, and obviously no excuses, but without your pitching staff, your starting first baseman at 100%, your starting shortstop at 100%, they definitely have ended up much more injured than I think they played down the stretch. It's always, every time we talk about like a Dodger playoff collapse, and especially like this year, it just reminds me they did finish with the best record in baseball. They did win the most of all the games of all the teams. So it's obvious they know something about what they're doing. And it's just, for whatever reason, that style kind of, much like, I guess maybe the A's Moneyball style didn't translate to series wins, or short sample sized, when you do need a certain type of player with a certain type of mentality to step up and, meet the moment. Other than game 1, I haven't seen a lot out of Mr. Ohtani. I'd love to see more. Love to see Mookie build off of today. Would love to see Max Muncy hit a baseball. That would be a nice and pleasant surprise. It's good to see Teo chip in today, but again, it's just, Freddie, if he's going to, be playing at 50% or whatever, I think we saw tonight the limits of what he could do. He could slap a ball to center and get to first base and be a liability in the field.
Yeah.
God bless. You gave everything, man. And same thing with Rojas. You gave everything, but it's okay. We have other professionals who can step in and do this.
Well, they have to be given the opportunity to get in there and do it. The fact that Muncy hasn't played first in 2 years, that's not okay, right?
Yeah.
That I heard that and I was like, I don't think that's something the Dodgers should be really stoked about.
Well,
Other than Freddie, I get as a gamer and all that,
yeah.
but this is what you're getting ready for the time when, like I was thinking about this the other night. We pinch hit for Higashioka in, well, I'm guessing now this is game 1, maybe game 2. I don't know. We pinch hit for Higashioka in the 7th, leaving Elias Diaz to catch the 8th and 9th.
Yeah.
Diaz takes one off of his body and he gets shook a little bit. And I asked the question, what happens if Diaz goes down?
Yeah.
Right? Pulls a hammy, takes one in the noggin. Who then, like we were trying to figure out, now the answer to all Padre questions is Jake Cronenworth. The best athlete on the field. We were stoked to see him get a hit tonight. He was 0 for 13. He was 0 for 13 before he faced the Dodgers in the Division Series 2 years ago, but he has been struggling. But defensively, you want Jake, and Jake was a pitcher coming up. He's probably the only guy that would go like, give me the gear, I'll put it on. Maybe David Peralta, who also is one of these guys who's played, every position. But what is that thought? And I think in tournaments like this, you got to be prepared. So anyway.
Yeah.
So thank you for the correction there. Yes, Casey's correct. No
Ghost Runner.
No Ghost Runner.
The Ghost Runner has run.
No, we had some other really good things tonight, other than Jake getting a hit. A lot of people probably are not as familiar with Luis Ariz. People who don't pay attention to batting titles. But not only has he won his 3rd batting title in a row with 3 different teams, and he came over in May in a kind of a silent but deadly trade by AJ Preller, which we were talking about the other night as to how those things are able to happen. But you're seeing a literal Gold Glove first base performance out of that guy in these last 2 games.
And what was his first base experience prior to this?
Minimal. He was a second baseman.
All right,
second baseman, shortstop.
Freddie's backup a lot of the time was Kike Hernandez. Played some first for us this year when Freddie was out. And, you throw a big glove on anybody and see what happens. But, he is putting on a display as this podcast hosted by 2 former first basemen. So,
right. Former is one of us.
That's right. One of us is.
I had three pretty good plays last night. I had a couple stretches. I had 3 or 4 picks in the last couple games. Yeah, I still got it.
You still got it. You never lost it. What do you mean? You still got it? Of course you got it. Please.
Leading the team in average. Tripled last night.
A 3-bagger.
I had a 3-bagger. Standing up too.
A stand-up.
Stand-up triple last night. I haven't done that in well over a year, I think.
Now, does this league still provide the oxygen tank at third?
Oh man, I wish it did. No, but I keep a little
something.
A little something.
Exactly.
I got one. There's one on every surface. There's one on every surface in the house. I think Casey probably saw that I had one in my guitar bag when I went and visited him. Like, I got one everywhere.
So there's no drug testing in this league. Right?
Does anybody need one? I've got a lot of these laying around.
Well, he set the record, but he's not going to make
this post-game show is brought to you by Symbicort.
Symbicort. Yes, sweet Symbicort. Help our lungs, please.
Yeah.
By the way, we are available for sponsorships. If someone would like to sponsor the final episode of this podcast, which I predict.
Amy posts this profound statement. Best record means nothing in the playoffs. True. Amy, thank you for that. I'd like to invite Amy to scroll one time, and I don't mean this as a punishment, but I mean just for support, to scroll one time through my Facebook feed to find that kind of truism would not go very far with the people that I associate with only through Facebook.
You seem to attract a number of people who wish to take issue with your Padre fandom, and I find that very, very surprising.
It is
Let the bully work for the Padres. It's fine.
Thank you. I make it a point to my My Twitter activity is different. But my Facebook activity is very much, no, I don't ever, no, I take that back. I don't go onto other people's pages,
Right.
and do things
Sure.
on baseball. But no, Facebook, it's all like positive me out. That's how I grew up. Talk about you and your team and no one else's team. But oh my God, if I just say like, hey, the weather's nice in San Diego, go Giants, it's immediate, right? Or my other one, which is total pet peeve, which is like, well, I'm a Dodger fan, but I really like when this other guy did this thing. It's just like, you don't have to, you can just say, it's like when Pete Rose died. I got so fed up with all the, like, he was a great player. He was a horrible human, but he was a great player. It's like, you could just stop it. He was a great player. No one cares what you think. So I get a little bit of that, but that's definitely my Facebook experience.
We have another first-time first baseman in the playoffs. It's John Birdie. Ladies and
All
gentlemen,
right.
John Birdie of the Yankees played first for the first time today. Well, there's got to be a first time for everything, and the playoff seems like a good time to break
Might
in.
as well be game 3 of your
Right?
division series.
You know what? Good luck, and good luck to him. You got any predictions for the American League?
I think Lane is going to win on. Sorry, I couldn't remember the line.
It's okay. Yes,
Lane is going to win a lifetime Grammy.
a lifetime Grammy.
No, I've stopped paying attention. It sounds like the Yankees played today.
They did not.
No, I'm just trying to get. Thank you, Amy. I will. I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get through this one playoff that has been consuming my life.
Fair enough. And then well, I'll go ahead. I think the Royals have a good chance, at least a 50-50.
Oh yeah, no, Royals look great.
They're very fun, and Bobby Wood Jr. is a kick in the pants, obviously.
Yep.
Sal Perez is still whacking homers. Good to see that. A good guy. Always enjoyed his presence in the game. And then on the other series, it's Detroit, is kind of the hot news story. They kind of came from nowhere this year. And Cleveland is just kind of regularly good all the time. Low key good.
Mackie just totally took money out of your wallet. Mackie just snuck behind you and took money out of your wallet, and everyone here saw it.
How dare you?
What?
How dare you? Are you robbing me live on air?
I saw it. I saw it. So she went, she grabbed the wallet, she took the $22 you had in there out. This is an odd thing. Is that a Phillies hat behind you?
That is a Phillies hat because, as we pay tribute and homage to America's favorite Phillies fan, Amy Huggins.
Yeah, I love that.
We keep our Phillies hat handy. And also the kid who lives next door to us plays Little League on a team called the Phillies. And we went to go see him the other day, so we got out our Phillies hats from when Mackie played on a Little League team called
I love that.
We ended up having a lot of Phillies gear around the house, so we got it out, and we've been enjoying
Love it.
Well, listen, it's been fun as always. A good game tonight. Well played by the Padres. Cannot, 6 infield hits and no fielding and all kinds of craziness. All of a sudden, they're way, way ahead, and it was ahead enough to win. And that is all that matters this time of year. Get ahead enough to win and hold on. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm very excited to report. I have a prior engagement at night. Unfortunately,
wow.
I know. I'm actually going to see the band Lawrence at the Wiltern Theater, and I don't think they start until after the game is over. So we may be looking at a special remote edition of the post-game show tomorrow, live from the upper balcony at the Wiltern Theater. If technology is our friend.
Seems extreme.
Yeah, we'll see. Sometimes the streaming environment from venues like that is not ideal.
Yeah,
not ideal. But it's LA, so like half the people in the upper deck there will be doing a podcast of some kind.
Are you basically throwing in the towel? Is that what you're doing as a fan?
No, listen, I'm hopeful that we'll have another show Friday. I'm hopeful that we'll be able to do a show tomorrow night, and then I'm hopeful we'll have a show Friday to wrap up the series. But it is. I'm just.
You don't have plans for Friday night?
Come on, it's me. What do you mean I got plans for Friday night?
You're a little flexing about going to a show on a Wednesday night, like
It's the only time I can go. At
I don't know.
least. No, I was not. Yeah, it just is one of those things. I bought the tickets 6 months ago. I didn't know the Dodgers were going to make the playoffs. I forgot to keep my entire October clear for everything. To be honest, there is another concert coming up in much later October, like mid-20s.
Yeah.
And I was looking at the dates, and I'm like, well, what if one of those is like a World Series? You know what? I don't know that we're going to be in the World Series this year. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. I can't remember. Is it Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday are the World Series days usually?
Yeah.
Is that how it goes? So
yeah. Hey, before we go, can I read a text I just received from former teacher, now friend to all, Bob Huddle, major Dodger fan.
Yes, how are
and
you?
Somebody who I have gone back and forth with, and I give him a lot of credit because he heard me out very clearly in a slightly heated argument.
Mm-hmm.
He and I had about my feelings about how players of color are treated and we saw the last 24 hours,
sure.
which we have not talked about. Incredibly horribly racist diatribe that Ken Rosenthal went on in the Athletic, which is why you did not see Ken Rosenthal in the Padre dugout tonight. I think he was leading the team meeting in the Dodger dugout, but he was not in the Padre dugout doing interviews tonight. But Huddle and I have had that conversation, but I just got a text from Huddle saying closer than I thought it would be, but it's over. Padres far better team.
At this time of the year, right now, they are definitely the better team.
Yeah,
I would say,
and I'm not making predictions. Tonight was close for comfort. Second inning, admittedly, second inning was like, this is the blowout I just need to be stress free. And then I walked away on Teoscar and heard X let me know I was out flipping burgers, and so that got too close too soon. And then we were not able to move anybody as well. Continued to threaten, but nothing there. Pitching looked great.
Both pitching sides. Tightened up after that, which was interesting to see. It was interesting to see that in terms of one last little baseball thing, and then I got to go put these girls to bed. The Robert sticking with Walker Buehler when he went out.
When he went out and turned around,
was like, okay,
yeah. How much of that was Buehler? I don't know their relationship. Did Buehler basically say, "Turn around, buddy"?
Yeah,
I'm not going anywhere.
Said, I got this one. And his reputation in Dodger land is as a big game, pitcher. Now, of course, he's a big game pitcher that has already given up 6 runs at that point. So I was a little like Dave. I don't care how big a game pitcher he is. Get Banda in there, or get Alex Vesia or somebody else, to just change it up a little bit. But no, it turns out it didn't bite him in the ass, which is the rare pitching move Dave Roberts made that didn't immediately bite him in the ass. So, which is good. More of that for Dave, please.
Yeah.
Amy, you're going to have to check out The Athletic to read the Rosenthal column, I guess, which I'll do after this broadcast. He wrote a little thing, I'm guessing, was it yesterday or today?
It was posted today, I think.
Posted today? Okay. Let's definitely see what's going on there, because I agree there has been, an unfortunate level of double standarddom applied to some of these things, and
yes,
I'm interested in furthering the conversation productively, as Bob Huddle apparently is. Thank you, Mr. Huddle. Was he just texting, or is he watching?
He's texting.
He's texting. He's not watching.
I don't think so. I think he's got a show tonight.
Yeah.
He's actually playing in a show tonight. He's got gigs all the time.
I see. Amy, was he banned from air?
No, he was not banned from air. He was on the broadcast tonight. But we don't know this. We're all kind of wondering. I'm going to go back on to see if anyone got the scoop. He did no interviews from the Padre dugout tonight, and whether that was his choice to not put himself in that position, or it was their choice, as you said, persona non grata. He wrote an article today, basically, again, trying to further this narrative that came from the other night, talking about how the Padres are enjoying being villains, and then going on about, basically rehashing Manny, like you and I talked about last night, rehashing Manny's career without context, and then calling Fernando, interestingly picking on Fernando and Jerks and Profar, calling Fernando a preening peacock, and or a dancing and preening peacock, and Jerks and Profar the kid who hits the fire alarm and then says, "Who, me?" So a lot of,
I like that.
well, it's racist, Colin. It's
Well,
racist, and
might be.
it is, and it's the kind of narrative that gets put out now as if it's okay. These are the same people who call Bryce Harper angry and Manny Machado dirty.
Right.
That's the level of discourse that we have in our baseball press. And again, we're trying to grow a game and make a game more interesting to people. So an article like that, which really is trying to create this negative, narrative, and it has nothing to do with the Dodgers. It's all about this, lens that's put on certain players in one light and not another. It was not a player of color last night or in last night's game, mouthing, go sit the fuck down, you motherfucker. Right. But that was not part of the post-game conference that the Dodgers held, right? At all. So I have a lot of issues with it, as you can probably tell. And I pay attention to this stuff because it really bothers me. I think this is not, and it's not just about, Padres of color. It's about all players who get labeled differently in 2024. Right. So that's my point. And so I think Rosenthal heard it tonight. Walking into that stadium, these are people who really care, right? That Padre fan base, this is not a fly-by-night fan base. This is not a, hey, we just got tickets to the game today. What else you got to do, right? That game tonight sold out within 5 minutes when those tickets first went on sale, right? It was the thing we talked about the other night. It's why there was really no controversy over this restricted zip code issue, because the tickets were already gone. This is a fan base that's been there. They sold out 56 nights. It's 47,000 on a weeknight. Like, this is a fan base that cares. They all knew about that article going in the stadium tonight. So,
so here's
they're not perfect, but I think we need to get better.
Yeah. Here's the article if you want to track it down. It's on either the New York Times or the Athletic. Rosenthal, the sinister sling and the multitudes of Manny Machado.
Yeah. And speaking of, and Amy, go check this out. See Jonathan Papelbon come out today on Twitter and talk about how, Manny's dirty, he's no leader, and then just see him get leveled with how many people reposted the video of him trying to choke Bryce Harper. Right?
Papelbon.
Right? But Papelbon was angry. He was emotional, not dirty, just angry and emotional. Mm-hmm. So that's the stuff that drives me nuts.
I see. Oh, well, there's a little bit of the discussion. Yeah, I think that when we had our Game 2 post-game show, we didn't know anything about this alleged ball throwing towards the Dodger dugout.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. You and I have been to thousands of baseball games. You and I have watched that happen thousands of times.
It's true. Also true.
And then the fact that there wasn't video for the longest time helped build this fake story, right? And then video dropped, and there was no reason for both sides of them. The video dropped. Okay, that didn't really get thrown at you with intent, or with you weren't in danger. It wasn't unsettling. It was pretty routine, but there was heightened emotions at the time. But yeah, that just kind of bothered me that was even allowed to fester as big as it was, because it is distracting, and it also is so routine. It's like we watch that happen all the time.
Right.
So anyway, that bugged me. And then to see this article kind of on top of it, just to kind of deepen that chasm of, what makes a passionate player versus what makes a dirty player, or what makes and again, you can relitigate things he did 7 years ago, 6 years ago, 5 years ago. I'm fine with absolutely calling him out on any of that. Right. But that doesn't mean everything that happens from there on you know.
All right. Well, there's your
So there you go.
Padre World update for tonight. Good stuff, Frank. As always, we appreciate it. We appreciate you. We appreciate the Padres doing so well this year. Good on them, and continued success. We'll see how it goes tomorrow night.
Keep it going. See you tomorrow night from wherever you are.
Yeah, I'll be checking out the Family Business, I think, with our good friends Lawrence. Highly recommend the new album. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh,
Look for
I
it
thought
on
that was a euphemism.
Spotify or Apple Music. Lawrence, the Family Business. Highly recommend.
Oh, okay.
All
Will
right.
do.
Happy